back to my channel, friends. This side Sonia here, and today I have a very interesting project to share with you all. So as you had already seen in my previous video where I had shared the tons of MDF bases, this was one of them, one of my favorite book box which I absolutely loved, and I was so excited to work on this. And what I have created is a beautiful rustic look book box, and I have done mixed media art on it with my beautiful, amazing supplies, and this is how it looks from inside and outside. So yeah, let's see how I have created this, and I really hope that you will enjoy this tutorial. So let's get started. Okay, so this is how my base looks, and I am going to fix a few of the pieces which was there inside. So this comes with a ring and a beautiful bird. Now it's an optional. If you want, you can have this on this box, or if you want, you can just chuck this part and do something really interesting on the top of it. But I really loved the ring, and I really loved the beautiful cute little bird out there, of course with the 3D wings. This is something which really attracted me, and I wanted to use this on my box. Now here first I am going to have a lot of texture on this box. Yes, if I'm doing a mixed media project, doing a texture work is a mandatory thing for me out here. Now I have taken up my liquid adhesive, and I'm going to spray this so immensely on my cover of the box. Now if you see, the box cover has a flap which opens up as an empty box, so I'm not going to do anything on the hinge wala part, the side part of the books, but on the front part. Now you will need a lot of adhesive out here. Why? Because we need to have a lot of texture on the base, and that is something which is going to highlight your box. This is something which is going to make sure that your box looks absolutely gorgeous. Now once I'm done with my liquid adhesive work, I'm just going to keep a scrap paper beneath that, and I'm going to have my white granules on the top of it completely, and this is just to make sure that it spreads really well. Of course Vana was helping me with this one. Now once I'm happy with this, then I'm going to take out all the excessive white granules from this, and it's so good to go. Now we need to dry this up. Now while this process of drying takes a little more time, so here I thought of using my heat gun so that it dries up fast. Now whatever the supplies I'm using here, I'm going to list down all the links with the names in the description box so that you guys can buy that. The fun part is to play around with your supplies, and the best part about mixed media is to just play around with the colors and the shades you have. Now here I knew what I wanted. I wanted something very vintage. I wanted something very rustic. So here what I have done is, I am using my black color gesso, and I'm going to cover all my stones with this very nicely. Now yes, of course if you want, you can even try the gray colors also, but I loved having a black color gesso on my complete box, and this is going to give a nice color and depth to my shades, whatever I'm going to use for the vintage project. Now which color gesso you have to use depends on the kind of work you want to do. Which color gesso you have to use also depends on what kind of look and feel you want for your project. Now if you are looking for something very vintagey part, then of course I prefer to have a black color, because it highlights your your metallic shades and colors really well. Now it's up to you. If you want, you can use any of the lighter tones, but black color really helps in highlighting the metallic colors and adding an extra drama to your vintage box. Now for this step you need to be really careful so that you cover up the complete area. There should not be any of the white portions on the box, and yes, whatever the color I'm left with, I'm going to do that on my box. Now while doing this, I realized that my black color gesso has just got over, so I had to use different colors. So I just thought, why not to add a brown color, acrylic color on the box. Yes, I know this sounds crazy, and many of you will say that, oh, why acrylic color, why not gesso? So when we have to do color blending, then of course we need a very good prep up base. For that we will always need a gesso base, but here I'm not going to do too much of color blending on the sides, so my acrylic paint is going to work absolutely fine here. Now of course, like I said, I'm wanted to have something very vintagey, so I really like the brown color on the top of my black color gesso. So in the meanwhile, I was just trying to do some patchwork on my base also. Now of course, whenever you are doing an MDF boxes or trays or any of your MDF bases, do make sure that you paint the back side of your box, paint the sides of your box and cover it up very nicely on the sides. So here I am using flat brush. This is going to make sure that I spread my color really evenly. Now if you want, you can even use a sponge daubers, they are going to work perfectly. Now it's time to play around with the texture, and here what I have is a bandage. Yes, you heard me right, this is a bandage roll, what is used in the first aid kit. So I have taken up. Now this is actually of a very high quality, so that's the reason the texture, the side sheath effect which I wanted to give came out really well. Now here I'm just making this wet with my clear water spray. This is just a plain water which I'm spraying on my cloth, the cheesecloth even you can also take, and then I'm going to add my shimmer paint to it. Now I did not wanted to have a very typical and a very darky shade and not too much of coloring. So here what I come up with this idea is to use my acrylic block, have my tinge of color on the top of it, spray some water and then just squeeze your napkin on the top of it, and it is going to soak in all the color, and the kind of natural coloring it takes up is absolutely amazing. So yes, dyeing your cloth and adding your color like this way is something you are going to see a huge difference, and this looks absolutely beautiful. So here I have just taken up the orange color. If you want a little darker shade, you can choose the shades as per your requirement, but this orange color shimmer paint is just perfect. Now if you don't have a shimmer paint, you can even use the spray paints and they are going to work perfectly. Now you can see that how conscious I am in cleaning up my table meanwhile I'm drying my cloth. So yeah, this is what I love, and I love keeping my table clean, I love keeping my mats clean, but I know over the time it's going to be really shabby. Now the most interesting part is to stick my fabric. Now I was very sure that where and how I want my fabric and how I want this to be on the top of my box and even on the side. So here I am taking up my Mod Podge, and with my fan brush I am going to spread this very nicely on the sides. Now once I am happy with the kind of adhesive I have put, then I am going to just roll it around my circle, the MDF cutting which we have sticked. Now this is just to add a little more drama. Right now you will think that this is something crazy, why we have to do this, but once you see the finished project, then you will realize that adding these layers are so important. They make sure that your project looks beautiful, and the more layer it has, it gives an extra drama to your project, which is very easy in creating in your mixed media art, and yes, it takes your project to another level. Now of course, if it is going to be on the top of my box, not inside the box, then I have to make it hard. And now this is a very quick tip. You can always use your adhesive or your Mod Podges to make sure that it becomes really thick and hard. So apply your adhesive on the top of it, let it dry for a very good amount of time, or use your heat gun to dry them, and once they dry out, they are going to be really hard. Now the same cloth I am going to stick it on the sides of my box. So this is just to break the monotony. So here what was happening is my top of the box was having too much of texture and my sides were plain. So this is going to be a really great idea to have a nice and natural matching texture on the sides of my box. Now here I have already applied my Mod Podge, and I am going to stick this very roughly, not in a straight line. You can add more wrinkles if you want. I was happy with the way it was turning out, and like I said, if you add your adhesive on the top of it, so once it dries out, it is going to be a little hard, and that's going to give it a very nice look. Now honestly, what you see in this video is this is just a video of say 15 or maximum 18-20 minutes, but it takes a lot of time to create such beautiful projects. And yes, the way you guys appreciate our work, it really encourages us to make something new. Now I had to play with colors. Now this is really mandatory, and I wanted my cloth to be a little more harder. So what I did is I took up my paint and I added my liquid adhesive to it. This is the craziest thing which I had done in my mixed media art till date, but this worked out really well. So this color is going to have a very nice hardish effect on my cheesecloth, and when I was doing this I actually liked the color, so I even it did this coloring on the sides of my box and my texture work, and it looked fab. Now I will be repeating the same process on the side cheesecloths also. This is just to make sure that my cheesecloth stays a little more stiff, and that's going to really last long and make my box a little more sturdy. So yes, like I said, I really like the color, so I just kept on adding this on the sides also, and yes, this gave a nice darkish effect to my box. Now here I am adding my metallic colors and with the same fan brush, and if you notice I am not cleaning up my brush at all. So whenever I do my mixed media, the color combination, I try not to clean my brushes. This really helps in adding nice and natural colors and shades to your boxes. So whenever you are doing a mixed media project, you need to decide that what kind of colors you want and how you want those things to be, and what kind of shade and effect you are looking for. That's going to make a huge difference. Now here what I did was first the black color, then the brown color and the gesso, and now I'm adding some of the blue and the metallic shades. Even in the metallic shades you can play around. You can have the golden, you can have the copper, you can have the pure silver color, and that's really going to add some more drama to your project. Now in the market you even get the metallic paints in chalk paints also. You just get the acrylic metallic paints and you can just play around with it. There is no compulsion that you have to go for any of the particular shades, but of course there are few of the things like black gesso is something which is mandatory. Then there are some of the shades which is mandatory, the gray color, the brown color, and those are really important to give a nice vintage look. Giving a little dry brush up look on the inner side of the box. And like I said, this process looks very easy and very small when we are doing this video, but it actually took me almost 1.5 hours to 2 hours to complete make this box. Now I just wanted to add a little more shades of vintagey and a darkish shade and some brighten up areas. So I have taken up a red color chalk paint and I'm just going to dab it on some of the areas. Now I know my camera is not justifying the color and look of the box at all, so that's the reason I am posting the pics at the end of the video so that you can check it out. And yes, this really helped in breaking the monotony of the metallic colors and giving it a really nice rustic look to my project. So yes, with this my project is done. Of course, once this dried out, I sealed it up with my varnish and my project is done. I really hope that you all enjoyed this tutorial. If you guys have any query, feel free to comment below. I will be more than happy to help you all. And do check all the supplies list in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.
À deux doigts de nos lèvres, deux doigts si fins que j'ai presque pu le goûter, le bonheur à sculpter de son ciseau d'orfèvre, des souvenirs impossibles à effacer.